What's going on, everybody? It's Matt Marchese, also known as Islander Daily. Your daily news from the four-time Stanley Cup champions, New York Islanders. And I didn't think the Islanders could do it. I didn't think they could do it. They managed to piss me off on a day where they don't even play a game. It's truly remarkable by the New York Islanders to piss me off on a day where they don't even have a game. I thought today, I thought it was going to be a relaxing day. I don't got to worry about the Islanders. We could sit here, talk about what we can do for the future against the Oilers, how we can win. But no, that's not the case. I cannot talk about that because the Islanders, more specifically Patrick Waugh, made the dumbest moves I have seen in a long time, and they have managed to piss me off. Once again, it's been 5 straight days of the New York Islanders ticking me off, and here we are again. And the question I have to ask is, what is Patrick Waugh doing? Because let's break it down. Patrick Waugh announced new lines for the New York Islanders for the next game against the Edmonton Oilers. And you think that, hey, this might be pretty good. But let's take a look at these lines. First line, Jonathan Drouin, Bo Horvat, Emil Heineman. Same line there was. They haven't been doing too much. Heineman's been playing all right, but we'll move on. We got Duclair, Barzal, and Palmieri. So Duclair moves up to the second line with Barzal and Palmieri. Congrats to Duclair, I guess. Hopefully that line starts clicking with a bunch of, guys. I don't know. It's hard to build chemistry when you keep moving the freaking lines around, but hey. Third line is Lee, Pajot, and Shabanov. And, Pajot's been playing pretty well. Shabanov has also been playing pretty well. Too bad they get stuck with stone hands and stone feet on their line with them. And then finally, here's the kicker. Here's the kicker right here. The fourth line for the New York Islanders is I'm getting ahead of myself. The fourth line is Kyle McLean, Casey Cizikas, and Simon Holmstrom. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? First of all, why is Casey Cizikas still playing? If you want to make a change, get him out of the lineup. What are we doing? And then we take Sipikov out. I don't know why. Has Sipikov been playing great? No. Is he the best player in the world? Absolutely not. Is he an average player? Yeah. He's an average player. He's not the best player there is around. So you know what? We'll kick him out. We'll kick the younger guy out. But don't worry, Anders Lee. Don't worry, Casey Cizikas. Don't worry, guys. You guys still can play. You guys have done great work for us, right? It's Sipikov who's been horrible. Kick him out. What? How does that make sense? How does that make sense for the New York Islanders and Patrick Waugh? Patrick Waugh has to hate Maxim Sipikov. There is no explanation. He has the shortest leash on the Islanders when more players have been playing complete and utter dog shit and deserve to be benched before Sipikov. Do I really care that Sipikov was benched? I don't know because I don't think he is that great. Obviously, he should be playing over Anders Lee or Casey Cizikas, right? But that is ridiculous. I don't understand. And this is what Patrick Waugh has to say. Sippy has a few things we want him to clean up, and we had a good conversation about it. That's what I love about him. He's going to work hard at it, and I'm sure he'll be ready when he gets back in the lineup. What the frick, man? I really want to more so curse, but what does that make sense? How does that make sense? Sippy has a few things we want him to clean up. The whole team needs shit they need to clean up. Why is he getting singled out? Why is Sipikov getting singled out? There's way more players I'd rather be benched before Maxim Sipikov. And this is stemmed from last season. He was getting benched by Waugh last season. Patrick Waugh hates Maxim Sipikov. I don't care what he says. He hates Maxim Sipikov. And I'm getting frustrated about Sipikov when this isn't even the biggest problem for me, right? This isn't even the biggest problem for me. But, he gets treated differently than any other player, Sipikov, on the Islanders. He's the only one who's held to a standard where he needs to perform or he gets benched. Meanwhile, we keep rolling out Casey Cizikas on the team every night. That guy blows! And yet he keeps playing, but Maxim Sipikov can't keep playing? That's ridiculous to me, man. It is so ridiculous to me. I don't get it. And, if Sipikov makes a mistake and that's it, he's done. Casey Cizikas, Anders Lee, Bo Horvat. I don't think Bo Horvat should be benched, of course. But these guys make mistakes left and right, and they're still playing. Our defense, Ryan Pollock, he sucks ass now. But he's not getting benched. Why aren't we putting Boquist in for Ryan Pulock? It doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense to me. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And that's not even the worst problem for this line for me. The worst problem is Simon Holmstrom is on the fourth line with Casey Cizikas and Kyle McLean. Talk about ruining a player right there. You think Simon Holmstrom's going to be able to do anything with Casey Cizikas and Kyle McLean? Absolutely not. That's like a death to your career situation right there for Simon Holmstrom. And this is the biggest bullshit I've seen in a while. Why is Simon Holmstrom on this fourth line? I really want to break it down here. You know, you have Simon Holmstrom. He is 24 years old. He is one of our younger players, and every single season he has gotten better, right? In his first season at age 21 and 50 games played, he had 9 points. Not great. Second season, at age 22 and 75 games played, he had 15 goals, 10 assists for 25 points, starting to improve. His third season at age 23 and 75 games played, he had 20 goals and 25 assists for 45 points. So Simon Holmstrom has been improving every single year. So what do we do to repay him for that? You get to play with Casey Cizikas. Have fun. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me right now? Why? Why? Like, it is unbelievable to me. And funny enough, I think the Shabanov, Pajot, and Holmstrom line has been the best line for the Islanders so far this season. And they've been building chemistry. So you know what? Screw your chemistry. Go play with Casey Cizikas. Have fun. It's insane. It is insane to me. You know, there's your ticket to success, putting Simon Holmstrom on the fourth line. A guy who has continuously improved year in and year out for the New York Islanders. A younger player on the team. And what do? Get back there. Get back. Play for the fourth line. Have fun. It pisses me off to no extent. It doesn't make sense. If anything, Holmstrom should be moved up in the lineup. But no, he gets to move down. He gets to move down in the lineup, and it's like, Jesus, man. What? What are you doing, Patrick Waugh? Are you trying to get fired? I genuinely think Patrick Waugh is trying to sabotage his own head coaching career. You know? Because why? Why is this the case? There is so many different and better options that Patrick Waugh could do. And yet, what does he do? No. That's not what he does. You know, it's insane. You know, I just can't believe you're putting a 45-point, two-way, skilled wing. You know, he's a two-way forward. He's very good at it. And you're putting a 45-point on the bottom line with Casey Cizikas and Kyle McLean. way to build up success right there, Patrick Waugh. Congratulations, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. And first of all, why is Kyle McLean playing over Mark Gatcomb too? Mark Gatcomb is better than Kyle McLean. There's no reason that he should be playing over Mark Gatcomb, and that's saying something because both those guys aren't too great. It's infuriating. I don't know what Patrick Waugh is doing. He has to be sabotaging his own career. There is nothing, I mean nothing, that means that he should be playing. And, you know, in my opinion, this is what the line should be like for the New York Islanders. I want Drouin with Horvat. I think they work decently well together. And then, you know, you throw up maybe a guy like Anthony Duclair, who had the chemistry through the QMJHL with Anthony Duclair. They know each other well, and I think that line could work. But that makes too much sense for Patrick Waugh. Second line, I keep Barzal and Palmieri. I do. I keep Barzal and Palmieri. But you know what? Maybe I throw up Holmstrom on that line. You know, maybe you throw Holmstrom on that line. I think that would work. You know, or maybe you can move Shabanov around and throw him up on that line. But if you want your two-way forward to continue improving, you put him with the better players in Barzal and Palmieri, not Casey Cizikas and Kyle McLean. Ridiculous. My third line, then, I would keep Pajot right there. You know, you either do Shabanov or Holmstrom. And I'm trying to think, man. Maybe you throw Siplikov on this line, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. And then for my fourth line, I don't know. I would maybe force Sipakov to learn how to play right wing so he can play on the fourth line, but that is up for whatever debate. So I would rather kind of have Shabanov move over. You got to finagle the lines a little, but I think Shabanov, Pajot, and Heineman could be a solid line. Obviously, Shabanov and Heineman are both right wingers, so you might have to put Heineman on that fourth line instead, but I don't know. But here we go. Fourth line, I'm throwing, kick Casey Cizikas off. Get that guy off the team. Give me Callum Ritchie. Why is he still down? Give me Callum Ritchie right away. Put Anders Lee next to him. I don't know. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. Pajot's going down to the fourth line. It's going to be Pajot, Lee, and Heineman on that fourth line. Pajot, Lee, and Heineman. I think that works. I think that's a decent fourth line. I think that fourth line can score you goals. My third line would be Ritchie, Shabanov, and Sipakov. Again, you get solid line there. Second line, Barzal, Palmieri, Holmstrom. First line, Horvat, Duclair, Drouin. There you go. Is it the best lines in the world now? Is it better than what we have? Damn right it is. Are you kidding me? You're giving up good players to play Cizikas and Kyle McLean. It's ridiculous. This is coaching malpractice by Patrick Waugh. And I want to give him a big round of applause for messing this up big time. Because it makes no sense. And I'm starting to get a little frustrated here. Because a lot of the Islanders beat reporters are kind of defending them. You cannot defend this. You cannot sit here and defend the New York Islanders. You need to be real. You need to be real with the fans and explain what's going on. And that's what I'm doing right here. Because I'm not going to hold back on what I think is good. If the Islanders start winning with these lines, I'll eat my words. Will they start winning with these lines? I highly doubt it. But, yeah, I don't know. Patrick Waugh, I guess clearly he doesn't see a lot in Holmstrom. We know he hates Maxim Sipakov. But, yeah, Casey Cizikas, keep up the great work, man. Get rewarded with more playing time. It's ridiculous. It's actually been one of the most infuriating starts to a season I can remember for the New York Islanders, as it feels like they're intentionally trying to lose. And honestly, just admit it, I don't care if they intentionally want to lose. That gets us a better draft pick. Who gives a damn? I'm all for it, man. I'm all for the tank. But, damn, dude, they're driving you insane. They're driving us insane. They're driving me insane. And it's ridiculous, It's funny how this channel started, where I was calm, I was trying to be optimistic, and I've lost all that in 3 freaking games. Congratulations to the New York Islanders. And David Riddick is starting next game for the Islanders against the Edmonton Oilers. And who knows how that's going to go. Either somehow by some miracle we somehow win that game. This just feels like a miracle game they win for some dumb reason. Or we get blown out. There's no in between here. There is really no in between here. It's looking bad. And if you lose, again at home, that's 3 straight losses at home. You should be embarrassed. The only team more embarrassing at home is the New York Rangers, who've managed to get shut out every game they played at home. Congrats to them. Man, it is ridiculous. And the Islanders, if this is what Patrick Waugh wants to do, he can say goodbye to his job by December. That's what we're looking at. I mean, we have a long break for the Olympics this year, too. And I don't know. Obviously, no Islander will be playing in the Olympic. Well, man, those guys might have to play. I don't know. Casey Cizikas, I don't even think could play in the ECHL at this point in his freaking career, and he's still playing in the NHL. But that's all I got today. Again, man, the Islanders are driving me insane. It's insane. It's crazy. But as always, I hope you guys enjoy. Leave any comments you have down below that, get a discussion rolling and everything. And as always, I'll always say it, let's go Islanders.